Hey guys, Joshua Gandamu here, and today I'm doing a tutorial video on how to battle scar your Gundam MSIA. And this can also be useful for model kits, just for the record. Gundam Father of Peace is hard at work, and there's a scene coming up where a unit's going to need to be battle scarred. So first things first, I guess. You take the unit that you're going to be battle scarring. And you need to decide what is going to happen to it. Now, some of the battle scarring I'm going to do to this unit, I'm not going to do until it's in film, because I'll take a wood burner and melt a hole into it for a bullet hole, which wood burner is a great tool to use. You can also use Dremel bits and things like that. Wood burner is great because it's like a soldering tool. Same thing basically. You could cut a slit or melt a slit with it and it would look like a beam saber cut into it, you know. And also it has that, it melts into the plastic and just real good. I'm going to try and put a crack into the visor using a sharp hobby knife, and we'll see how that goes. I'll do that after my tutorial video though. But you know, a lot of the battle scarred Gundams, they looked like this. American release battle scars. They got that dirty, been through hell look. I'm going to teach you how to make that look. Because you can use a knife, and you could cut scratches, or use a wood burner, or use matches and melt him a little bit, whatever. A power drill and drill right through him. That's easy. That's your creativity. How do you get this look? Well, you're going to need some black paint. Make sure you shake that black paint. You need a container to put it in. This stuff's pretty thick. Hasn't been used way too long. Next thing we're going to need is a little bit of water. How much water? I don't know. Just kind of feel for it. It shouldn't be soupy. It shouldn't be thick. Ooh. Now I am mixing this with a toothpick, and for some reason it's getting a little black paint everywhere. So you see I've mixed it. It's just liquidy. It's not thick like paint. That's good. That's what we want. And you're going to need a brush. I'm not too particular about what brush to use for battle scarring. There's brushes that you might not otherwise use. Like you probably want stuff for detail painting, etc. But battle scarring, not really. This unit's already seen some battle scarring from a pyrotechnics accident. It was a bit too close, I'm afraid. The head I'm going to do last. So I'm going to take that off. You won't get to see that in this video because that's going to be trying to see if I can make it look cracked, the visor. And I'm going to take off one of the shoulders. Make it look like that the shoulder got destroyed or something. So, as best as I can do this, take our brush. See, it's got lots of paint on it. That's fine. Lots of paint is good. And probably didn't think about this soon enough. I have some other parts that are being painted, and we need those in a safe place so that we don't get black on them. Any parts that you're going to need off for custom to paint better, take those off now. There we go. Now we're just going to paint. And you see that? That is still way too thick. There's not enough water in this paint. So, retrospect, I was overzealous because I was filming. Not good. So I have a paper towel nearby. And wipe off Wipe off that paint. That's no good. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to need more water in that paint. Retrospect, test it on something. So we're going to mix some more water in there because we want it pretty thin, really. We want our paint to be thin. Pretty much we want black water. There we go. See how that's a lot thinner? That's what we want. And we just want to go wildly over. There is no method or madness. Or there is no method to this, really. You just go over it. Now you don't want it to be black. Black. So see, I'm trying to get in some of the cracks, but I'm still not too focused on it. I don't want it too heavy, but I don't want it too light. The idea is that this GM has just gone through an explosion. She emerged pretty much intact, but not without getting scuffed up. And so that's kind of the look I'm going for here. At the moment, if there's areas where you don't have any, you try and get some in there. Sorry if you couldn't see too well. I'm trying to pay attention to the work I'm doing. When this dries, it will look like, well, kind of like how it looks now, but it will look a lot like this. Just like it went through an explosion. And, you know, you can do more than one layer if you want to. The Burning Gundam is kind of a pretty dark example. You know, like its battle scarring is pretty dark comparatively. Like right there, that's too thick, the paint. And you can see how it's real thin, because it's just basically a wash. You can buy washes, for the record, too. But if you have black paint and water, I mean, why buy a wash? You can just make it yourself. It's pretty easy. I recommend using acrylic paint on the MSIA, as they're not too compatible with much else. Looks pretty good. I have a lot more wash than I need, but it'll be okay. I might dump it into a little wash basin that is pretty much empty nowadays. It was a Citadel wash. See, I'm not really trying to get anything specific, I'm just going over it. And what gets on it, gets on it. It's not so thick like paint where you're gonna really leave fingerprints in it. And I'm gonna need one of these shoulders done. I'm gonna need these done too. I'm gonna try and get the insides of them a little bit. And next you just let it dry. Now, if you want the wash, if you've ever been so foolish as to take a fingernail to the washed battle-scarred Gundams of the MSIA line, you've found out that it can actually scratch off. Well, this is the same. It can scratch off. And will, if you're not careful. Going over it with acrylic clear coat, like this, will help with that. I use Krylon Matte Finish. I have a paintbrush in my mouth. The only thing about this is follow directions on how to spray it, except where it says recoat. It says dries in 10 to 15 minutes. That's accurate. Handle after 2 hours. Yeah, accurate. Recoat after 2 minutes? Hell no. Hell no. Do not recoat after 2 minutes. That is just an idea straight from hell. Because basically there's moisture inside paint, moisture inside spray paints and clear coats. It's not going to dry enough in 2 minutes, so you spray another layer of clear coat on. Congratulations, you just locked in all that moisture underneath a layer of clear coat from the first layer. Real bad. So I always wait 24 hours between coats of clear coat. And even though this is just a wash, I will wait 24 hours for this to dry before I do anything with it. You know, like clear coating it. Well, that's pretty much my tutorial. You can see the GM looks drastically different already. Maybe you have some broken Gundams or just Gundam parts, and you would like some of those parts to lie in a battlefield or a diorama. This is the perfect thing to do them with. Like I said, black paint. This is just cheap apple barrel paint from Walmart, and water from the tap. Mix it together until it's not thick. It's just real runny. And I don't mean thick runny, I mean just it's runny like water. This is kind of also how you panel line. I'll do a different tutorial on that someday. So I hope this was useful to you, and stay subscribed to my channel. We have custom Gundam contests quite often, and this is a great way to customize your Gundams. Hope this helps. Catch you guys later. Oh, and if you're looking for Gundam MSIA action figures, make sure to check out our store, Gundams R Us, your favorite arms dealer. There's a link down below in the more info area. Catch you guys later.